Kolchak the Night Stalker was the name of an American TV series that ran for one full season and two TV movies from 1972 to 1975. It starred veteran character actor Darren McGavin as Carl Kolchak, an impudent little reporter who constantly got up the noses of authority and who was always blundering into supernatural situations. The series began life as a one-off TV movie in 1972 called simply The Night Stalker, in which a real-life vampire was stalking the streets of Las Vegas, and reporter Cole Kolchak was the only one who not only realized it, was willing to admit it, and willing to actually try and do something about it. The movie was an unprecedented hit. In fact, at the time it was the most successful TV movie ever shown on American TV. The network immediately wanted more, and a second TV movie, this time called The Night Strangler, was aired in 1973. This time set in Seattle, this TV movie saw Kolchak after an immortal killer who was emerging from his underground lair under Seattle every 20 years to steal human blood in order to stay alive. There are definite influences here of the Toombs character in the X-Files. This again was a hit, and the network decided to try and turn Kolchak into a TV series. Unfortunately, it aired for just one season of 20 episodes between 1974 and 1975. Despite this, however, Kolchak has not been forgotten. In fact, Kolchak has become a cult classic, much beloved by fans all over the world. One of those fans, in fact, was Chris Carter, who has openly and frequently admitted that the series was a major impact on an influence on his creation of the massively successful The X-Files in the 1990s. My first experience of Kolchak was in the 90s. Actually, it was probably because I'd heard of it from reading books about The X-Files. The only thing I saw at the time were the two TV movies, which were available to rent from my local video shop. And I enjoyed them, but largely forgot about them for quite a long time. They weren't available to buy or anything like that. So, in the mid-2010s, however, around about 2014, I started to get more and more interested in exploring older stuff, not just getting back shows that I'd seen and enjoyed in my youth, like the A-Team and stuff like that, but stuff that I simply hadn't seen before, but I'd heard of, like stuff like Callan. And Kolchak was one of those, largely other than those TV movies. The show was available on DVD at this point, and I was able to send off for it. And I really liked what I saw. The only problem really was that the DVDs, especially of the series, not so much the TV movie, but of the series, the prints were really of exceptionally poor quality. These were basically the syndication prints. They were probably about 40 years old at that point, and they were not good. That being said, it wasn't enough to put me off the show, and I still really enjoyed what I saw. In recent years, the entire series, the two TV movies, and the series itself have all been remastered and released on Blu-ray. I picked them up. The two TV movies are separate, and then there's the actual TV series. I have to say, the Blu-ray prints are nothing short of astonishing. They are so beautiful. When you look at those DVDs, they're not just bad by DVD standards, they're just fucking shockingly awful. The Blu-rays are absolutely beautiful and only enhance the period 70s atmosphere, the spookiness, the shadows, and all the rest of it. I really like Kolchak. I enjoy Darren McGavin's performance as the thoroughly scurrilous but very likable little shit-stirring reporter is always great fun, and he has a nice little supporting cast around him in terms of his office mates. They rarely get involved in the actual supernatural shenanigans, but they make for nice character beats at home, so to speak, particularly his long-suffering boss, Tony Vincenzo, Simon Oakland, who's forever trying to get him to write stuff that he can actually put in print, because none of the stuff he's writing about these supernatural shenanigans are going to bear muster. Kolchak is a great fun show. If anyone hasn't seen it, particularly people who like stuff like the X-Files, I heartily recommend it. The Blu-rays do come at a bit of a price, but like I said, they are extremely worth it, and there is no comparison when compared to the DVD releases. Kolchak the Night Stalker has a wonderful sense of time and place. It's very early mid-70s, and it evokes that so beautifully. But again, I know I keep saying this, particularly on the Blu-rays, which just lets you see again, as with some other stuff like I mentioned recently, like Magnum, the Blu-rays let you see the production values. They stop it from looking old, and they make you see how beautifully it was shot, and how gorgeous it is and how atmospheric it is. I think Kolchak's a great show. I'm very happy to have purchased it all on Blu-ray. I watched an episode just last week, actually. Which one did I watch last week? It was the one with the ghostly doppelganger trying to take over the body of a famous conductor. It's very creepy. Very original idea too. Kolchak is great fun, and I heartily recommend it.